My name is Jim Sands. I'm a storyteller that's based in East Vancouver. I have to confess I haven't played in front of an audience for a couple of years now. I don't know. I hate to use the international pandemic excuse for everything, but it's an excuse that I haven't done a story in front of a live audience for a long time. So I'm so happy that you made it here and that you can bear with me. You excited about the Vancouver Outsider Arts Festival? Yeah. Yay! Anybody have a piece in the exhibition? Yay! What's your name? I'll look for it. All right. Great. Okay. Okay. A written one? Oh, great. Okay. Aha. Ah, right. Okay, so I am a storyteller. I tell stories of all kinds. I've told a few stories in fringe festivals all across Canada. I've been part of the Moth. Just before everything closed down, I was actually fortunate enough to teach storytelling in some schools. So super happy to be here and happy to tell you my story entitled How I Learned to Sing. I am 5 years old and I am singing my favorite song. If you go down in the woods today, you're in for a big surprise. You know this song, you can help me out. Come on, let's try it. If you go down in the woods today, you're in for a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise. So as I say, I'm 5 years old. I am a member of the children's choir of Riverview United Church in Calgary, Alberta. I am standing amongst 20 of my peers singing away at the Teddy Bears picnic. In front of the choir is my own mother. She's the choir director. She's leading us as we sing. For every bear that ever there was is gathered there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Now I'm singing at the top of my lungs. I am having a great time and I am nailing it. I'm thinking, this is it. Now we're rehearsing for a big show the next day, the following day. It's going to be a radio broadcast. And I think, I'm going to be the star of this radio broadcast. I'm going to get discovered. Maybe they'll ask me to join the Mouseketeers. I get back in the car and I'm driving home with my mother, the director of the choir. And I'm basking in the glow. I have nailed it. It's going to be fantastic. And my mother turns to me and she says, Jim, when we do the broadcast tomorrow night, I want you to mouth the words. Just don't sing, okay? I am crushed. I'm devastated. My mom told me I can't sing. The Teddy Bears picnic has turned into the Teddy Bears massacre. And from that day on, I thought, I just didn't believe that I could sing. Now the thing about my mother is that she was a professional singer, especially during her early days, and a little bit of a diva. My mom grew up going to the Royal Conservatory of Music every week after school, and in the 30s and in her teen years, she became a big star in the Fort William area of Northern Ontario. They call that Thunder Bay now. And she played every day regularly on the radio. She toured around Northern Ontario and the northern states, Minnesota, Dakota with a big band. And during the war, she joined an all-girls band, and they toured all the way across Canada from Halifax to Esquimalt, entertaining the troops. My mom's favorite story from her days as a singer was the time she was doing a sound check in London, Ontario. And she's singing along, and she finishes her song. And this guy pokes his head out from behind the curtain. He says, wow, you're a really great singer. How would you like to audition for my band? It was a guy named Benny Goodman. I don't know if anybody knows Benny Goodman these days. But back in the 30s, he was the biggest thing in music. It would be as if I was here telling you my story right now. Come on in. I was here telling you my story right now, and Mick Jagger poked his head out from backstage. Now, some of you don't know who Mick Jagger is. So it would be like if Beyonce poked her head out and said, we're getting Destiny's Child back together and we need you to join us, Jim. I'm waiting for that to happen, but if it happens, let me know, okay? Come on in, grab a seat. So Benny Goodman asked my mom to do an audition for his big band, the biggest big band in the big band era. She went to Toronto, they did an audition. Benny Goodman offered my mom a job as a singer with the band, but she had to turn him down. There was no way her father was going to let her get on a bus with 20 musicians and travel across Canada. So it kind of worked out well for me because I ended up being born, and now I'm here to tell you this story. But you know, for almost 20 years after the Teddy Bear Massacre, I believed that I couldn't sing. But one day, I was driving in my car and I'd heard this song that a friend of mine had sung at a concert, and I was so captured by it, I thought I'd give it a try. River, river, forgiving river, I have come to wash my hands. River, river, show me your secrets. Wash away the rock to sand. Well, that wasn't too bad. Probably not in my mom's league, but it was pretty good. And I thought, hey, I can sing. River, river, hear this pilgrim who is standing on your shore. River, river, show me your secrets so I can flow forevermore. So I started singing around. I'd bring my guitar and I'd go to jam sessions and open stages. I played with bands, busked all over the city, busked on the street in front of liquor stores, played at the farmer's market. I was becoming a pretty good singer and a pretty good musician, but there was one thing I wasn't ready to do. I was to ask my mom to sing for me. But one day, years later, 20 years after the incident in the car, I got up the nerve and I asked my mom to come to my 50th birthday. It was a great celebration down at the Wise Hall, and all my friends came, played music, we had a great time, and then right at the end, my mom sang a song. And now people had warned me. They'd said, you know, if you invite your mom to your birthday, she's going to steal the show. And guess what? She stole the show. She sang all the songs she knew from the old days. She told all the stories about touring Canada, and everybody loved her. Everybody left my birthday party saying, Jim, your mom is fantastic. I said, well, I played some songs. I thought they were pretty, but no, my mom outclassed me. But at the end of the night, we played a song. What good is music? What good is melody? When it's a tune complete. Well, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-wah, 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 do-wah. It don't mean a thing. All you gotta do is sing. All you gotta do is sing. And so I crossed that barrier. I had made music with my mother. It was fantastic. But it was 20 years after that I came back to visit my mother. I came back to visit my mother and support her with her singing. She was doing a tour of seniors' homes in Calgary, Alberta for Christmas, doing holiday shows. She did 9 concerts in 12 days, and I drove her to each concert. Now, I was exhausted at the end of the 12 days, but my mom was raring to go at the age of 94. She wanted to do more concerts. But you know, when I was driving her around, I turned the radio to the big band station, and they were playing all these songs from long, long ago. And my mom, I couldn't believe it, she knew every single word to every single song. 60 years old, 70 years old. Some of these songs were 80 or 90 years old, and she knew every single word. Of course, we'd get home, and she'd say, "Where did I put my keys?" And we'd spend a half hour or an hour trying to figure out where she'd left her keys an hour before. But I was so glad I could spend that time with her. You see, just about a year later, just before COVID hit, my mom slipped from her bed and she fractured one of her hips. And now she's living in a nursing home. She gets around with a walker, but mainly on a wheelchair. But she still sings. She's going to be 98 in a couple of weeks. And when I did that big concert at the Wise Hall, I did a song that I'd like to share for you. And it's called Sing. Whoa. Okay. When I was baby, my mother would cradle me, holding my head to her breast, singing sweet lullabies, drying my crying eyes before laying me down to rest. Those songs, they still ring in my bones, like old friends from way back home. Wherever life goes, whatever life brings, I was born to sing. Now the years have unfolded and life has grown cold. It's hard not to feel all alone. But me and some old friends, well, we get together every now and then. We sing all the songs that we know. And the world turns kinder as our voices combine. Wherever life goes, whatever life brings, I was born to sing. Is anybody here born to sing? And you put your hand, say yes if you think you were born to sing. So could you help me out here? Could you sing along when I say, wherever life goes, whatever life brings, I was born to sing. Okay, that wasn't very good. Let's try it again, one more time. You ready? With gusto. I know you haven't sang in a crowd for the last 2 years, but let's sing like we haven't sang for the last 2 years together. Let's go. Wherever life goes, whatever life brings, I was born to sing. Thank you so much. Okay, that's getting better. It's going to come around again, and you're going to do even more. You're going to get ready for the next time it comes around, because there's something in an old song treats me like a lifelong friend. When everything goes wrong, I need to sing a song from way back when. Well, life's full of changes, phases and stages, it twists and it turns and it bends. Now my mother's grown older, it's my turn to hold her as she reaches the end. And I'll sing her sweet lullabies like she sang to me. Okay, is everybody ready? You got all the words. Whenever life goes, whatever life brings, I was born to sing. I was born to sing. Wherever life goes, whatever life brings, I Well, thank you so much, and that was my story about how I learned to sing. Look forward to the next act. See you again.